Don't forget to log on to doggiediamondstv.com. Log on to doggiediamondstv.com. That is my official website. On there, you might find videos that you might have missed that didn't appear in your YouTube feed, or a podcast that you didn't see, didn't appear on social media because you wasn't on at the time. You didn't see my promotion. You didn't see me putting it out there. So log on to doggiediamondstv.com. Everything pertaining to Doggie Diamonds is on that website. All my content is on that website. And also, listen, man, have you heard about my $200 promotion deal? If you didn't, let me give you some details really quick. First and foremost, the promotion will be done on Doggie Diamonds TV and the Interlude TV accounts. That's the Insta stories, the YouTube communities, the threads, the Facebook, the Twitter accounts. I could promote whatever you need. But as a reminder, this is for serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. I can help you get in front of over 500 to 600,000 people with a post on my various social media outlets with your product. Just contact me at Doggie Diamonds on Instagram for promotion. If you got new music you want to put out, you got a clothing line you want to launch, if you want promo for your YouTube, if you want promo for your store, if you want promo for whatever you need promotion for, I can help you. Just hit me up at Doggie Diamonds on Instagram. Let's go. Yes, I still got my early morning voice on, so forgive me. All I did was get up and wash my face and brush my teeth. I showered last night. After I leave y'all, hit this gym. You know, we here. Holy Ghost Rider, where you been? Tiger, what's up? Kyla Avery, how you doing? We got Velian 1. I don't know how to pronounce that. Bermuda, what's up? Lauren Brown 3 Esquire, what's up? Persephone Rising, what's up? Howdy, hey. EC, what's up? Michael Holmes, what's up? Anybody that commented from last night, what's up? Peter Truth, what's up? And don't forget,
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yes, M. Scott is in the building. We're going to get to that. Bobby Norris, too, what's up? Juma 96. All right, working, yeah, get that money. Got to support you and your family. That's more important than anything. More important than any social media, YouTube, anything. The family come first. So I'm here. I'm going to do this early today. Then I'll be back tonight, along with other things that I got going on throughout the day. Yes, 3-day fast. Yes. Gino, what's up? T Dollar, what's up? East New York, Brownsville. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. I've been trying to tell them. DVIPMNT. I guess I did that. I don't know. Tyrone James, what's up with you? Don't forget.
Doggie Diamonds did this.
Yes, I don't be on this early. Yes. Pharaoh Mansa, what's up? Milwaukee is in the building. Yeah, work out. Get one in for me. Do a set for me. Lionel B. Yeah, we gonna get to that. We gonna get to it. It is a simple answer. It is a simple answer to a certain extent. So you know we'll discuss that. We'll discuss that. Oh, development. Okay, cool. I know sometimes people omit the vowels. Sierra Holmes, how you doing? JS, what's up? Yes, work. Listen to me. Y'all can listen to me at work. You can even play me out loud. I won't even say a bad word. I won't say no bad words. Being that I know it's early, some of y'all at work. If you're on the East Coast like me, it is 11 a.m. If you're on the West Coast, whoa. If you out of the country, I don't know what time it is. I ain't gonna lie. I don't have no haircut. I'm going to the barbershop later. But I had to get this off. I had to speak about this earlier based off of all the events that's taken place over the past week, and people have their opinions, and people saying this one, and that one. So I feel like I'm qualified to talk about this in this space. A lot of people are not qualified to talk, but they talk. So I see what's been going on. Now, I also want to say that this is something that I've been talking about for the past few years, but I've always been called a hater, you unsuccessful, you hating on this person. And strangely, it's been what I consider to be my people that's having this opinion. Now, the funny thing about that is that that's how I always differentiate who's my people and who's for me. Now, just because you don't agree with me, that don't mean you're not my people. But in the way you carry on, the way you do, the way you convey your message makes you not my people. Because even if we disagree, we don't disrespect one another. We just have difference of opinions, and we speak enough to each other to try to get each other to understand. Then we could agree to disagree. But I realize it'd be a lot of capes when it come to others. But I realize why that is too, because it's just post-traumatic slave syndrome that still goes through people's mind. And when they see other people, they automatically bow their head and just realize in their mind or think in their mind that they're insubordinate. So we have different platforms out here right now where this is started with a tweet that what I said, as far as, you know, these dudes will use their platform to say certain things and engage you in certain things, and depending on your answer, they know you're going to get jammed up from that answer. So what they do after that, they get together and talk about, like, they admire their work. You know, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot of work admiration going on. I'm seeing a lot of dudes sitting down and saying, like, comparing notes, you know, and it has a lot to do with the fascination of something that you never was a part of. For example, if I interview some of these guys that have put their foot in their mouth, I wouldn't know how to talk to them, because I wouldn't know how to not let them say something that is going to get them jammed up later on. But when you sitting before somebody who is fascinated by something that they're not a part of, or something that they never been a part of, and they're fascinated by it, they're fascinated by the street, they fascinated by the street life, they fascinated by gang life, they fascinated by anything that goes on that they never been a part of, then they're going to want to hear the story. Now, me, on the other hand, thank you, Maestro Fresh West. Me, on the other hand, I'm going to say, yo, don't say that. Or I will just omit it out of the content. But said people ask people questions, and everybody wants to be honest in their answers, and then you see antagonists. You seen dudes say to each other, say to other dudes, you don't want to spend the block? You don't want to get no get back? You don't want to spend for this person? So at the same time, you could say, oh, it's not their fault. But look at the line of question. Now, if said person go on these shows and just sit there and blurt out a bunch of stuff, that's different. But when you get asked the question, you want to answer honestly most of the time, because everybody keeps it real, especially us. Everybody keeps it real. So if you get asked a question, you answer. You don't even realize that the dude done got you drunk. The dude done gave you something to smoke. The dude done gave you whatever intoxicant or whatever thing that you use to get inebriated to get you cool. And y'all might have hung out prior to that. Y'all might have got something to eat. You might have did all of these things. And then you think you sitting there talking to your friend. You think you sitting there talking to your homie. What you don't realize is that the cameras is rolling. I'm not 100% blaming the podcasters. I'm just looking at the tactic, because if I do it, Taxstone once called me a cop on Vlad TV, and there was people jacking that shit, and I'm like, what did I ever do that made me a cop? What did I ever do that was that somebody got locked up for? And he said it on Vlad TV, of all places. Doggie Diamonds is a cop, and I had people in my DM, people at replying me saying I was a cop. And I'm like, what the hell I ever did that was some cop shit? What I ever did that? Nobody ever got locked up from something that I said or did or asked them, right? So when me and him finally spoke, he called me that for something that was posted on Forbes DVD that he thought was damaging to him and his case. Now, I didn't post it, but you know what? Being that I owned the site, co-owned the site, I took responsibility for it, although I didn't do it. But I was under personal attack because of something that was posted that was public information. It wasn't, and it was something that he did. It was an interview that he did, right? It was an interview that he did. So I got blamed. For something that was on the internet, and people were jacking it. But then you got these other guys who did police tactics. They did shit that would be considered to be police shit, and they millionaires. And when I spoke to Tax, what he said to me was, come on, you from the streets. You know better. You a street nigga, you know better. So throughout that time, because, you know, he's been gone for a while, and the last time that we spoke, you know, everything was cool, you know, from that time till today, I always wonder, like, damn, why are we held to a certain standard? Because we know better, because we from the street. So people from the street should know better, but people not from the street just got full autonomy to do whatever they want to do, right? They could do whatever they want to do. They could ask you leading questions. And respectfully, a lot of the guys who go on these shows are not educated men. This ain't Rhodes Scholars. This ain't guys who got a master's degree in psychology or anything like that. They do straight off the street, 100 tattoos on their face, just left their hood, just left their block, just left their spot, they trap, and they come in and put on a camera in front of millions of people, and sometimes they do not understand what they're about to say. You can't take back. But for clout, money, and don't forget, a lot of these guys get paid. So if you're a little destitute and somebody say, hey, I'll give you $1,000 if you come, you're not going to take the bread? Look what y'all do for free. I'm always going to say that. Look what people do for free. So you're not going to take no money? So it's a little bit of blame on both. I've once had people say something on my camera that I didn't agree with, and I knew it could be damaging, and I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not doing that. You get what I'm saying? I'm not doing that. So it's a difference when you are live and you say something, but a person tapes something. So for example, like when Charleston White said what he said, I don't want to single him out, but I'm gonna use them because they're actually on the thumbnail. When Charleston White says, F that baby. You think I would put footage out of him saying F that baby? You think I would do that? You think I would say, oh, he said F that baby. Ooh, I'm going to get a lot of views. I never thought like that. So when you have a certain integrity, because you from the hood, when you have a certain integrity because you black, it's to your detriment. That's why I always tell people integrity is a personal mission. It ain't got nothing to do with how people see it, because when other people do shit, they get a pass. Look at the shit AR Ab was saying. You think I would put that out? You think I would ask him that? You think I would ask him certain shit where he going to say some shit? This is the thing that I don't understand. And it's a lot of people who don't understand what's really going on, because it is all like a psyop. It's all a mind fuck. And then dudes will sit back and admire their work. At the same time, if I put out footage that I filmed, edited, was on my outlet, and I say, this is the title of it, how do I say that I'm not responsible for that? I titled it right. I edited it right. I sold it. I made little clips. I made all that. So I sold something that you said that could have been, let me tell you how this worked. So when we do interviews, right? We're going to look for the punchline of the interview to sell the interview. This is something that I created so I could speak on it. When I did that, let's say Ali Vegas, which y'all might know me for. When Ali Vegas said what he said, automatically sitting there in the spot, I said, I'm going to talk about the things that rappers is doing, the rituals for fame. I already knew it sitting there. So I already knew what, in mid-interview, I already knew what clips I was going to make. I already knew what my title was going to be. Already was going to be my thumbnail. So how am I not responsible in any way for that message going out? Because he said it, but I pushed it though. So I'm not responsible in no way for it. Oh, he said it. But who made the thumbnail? Who made the clip? Who made the title? The artist don't got nothing to do with the title. The artist don't got nothing to do with the clips you make. The artist don't say, yo, make this into a clip. Yo, make this the title. They have nothing to do with that. That's what we do. So we don't got no responsibility for the message that we put out there after a person said something. Y'all missing that point. Y'all missing the point that we are the person that promotes it because we want the views. So if she said something, it might have been something that she said in passing. I can take that little part and I sold the whole interview off that part. That's not their doing, that's our doing. The title, should podcasters be blamed for their guests' damaging remarks? The interview might not even be about what they came there for. Because some of these guys, I don't even know what they get an interview for. What is he talking about? He ain't got no, what do we rap? What is he, a street guy? What is he, he's a hustler, he's a gang. What the fuck y'all interviewing him for? Sorry. What are y'all interviewing him for? So we are responsible to a certain extent how we market and promote this. So just because the liquor was made, the marketing and promoting is more than the liquor. The liquor is going to be the liquor. It's millions of liquor. But who had the best marketing, promotion, and the budget to push this liquor out to people, to push this intoxicant? Molly Percocet. So Molly Percocets, we don't know nothing. Well, I don't know nothing about that. Certain dudes from the hood, but when you hear that, it's infectious. So we say Percocet, Molly Percocet. So what y'all saying? This is what y'all saying, because y'all blame the record labels for putting certain music out, right? Y'all don't say it ain't the record label fault, it's the artist's fault. So how is not the podcaster's fault for putting certain podcasts out where they saying messages that's the same shit? Oh, you're not responsible for what come out their mouth, but you put it out. You could have omitted certain things out the interview. So if this happened, it's the record labels. So how is it the record labels? You blame the record labels for everything. The record labels, the music industry, look at the message they pushing. So what is the message that the podcasters is pushing now? It's all of us are there. Do you know that in the interview with Max B, he says something about Chrissy that he shouldn't have said? Cut that out. Cut that out. Why? Because what does she have to do with this? So what I'm supposed to say, and in these times, dudes will be like, Max B goes in on Chrissy. And then it'll get all these views. What does that got to do with anything? What does she got to do with anything? So when she see me and it's on my platform, what I'm going to say, blame him, he said it. Yeah, but you promoted it. You get what I'm saying? And people don't realize that. People keep saying, well, if they want to go up there and tell. No, it's not only that, because that might not have been the premise of the interview. I had a bozo on here one time, and the title of the video was one thing. He said something different, and then I got into all these situations. I got into I was threatened to be sued, all this. I was like, I didn't even know this dude was gonna say all of this. But it's a double standard, because I'm supposed to know better because of this, because of what I am, where I'm from. I'm supposed to know better. I'm supposed to know better what to say, what not to say, and what not to put out. But other people get to do what they want, and it don't even matter. They could have a guest say the most wildest shit. They could have a guest where they got a blicky on their hip and they zoom in on it. Y'all don't even be seeing the tactics that's going on, because they are marketed and promoted. They got corporate dollars behind them. Us on the independent level, we get all types of pointing at us. Now, if you interviewing Jeffrey Dahmer, you know for a fact that he ate people. That's all you could be talking to him about. So if you bringing a gang member up, if you bringing a convict up, what are y'all gonna talk about? You ain't gonna be talking about Scrabble. You ain't gonna be talking about honey nut Cheerios and how almond milk is better than oat milk. You're going to be talking about shit. Now, if you gave them a little incentive to talk about it, you was their friend, you posted their music, people will willingly do things, not even knowing they're getting rocked to sleep. That's not that bad. I can't blame the podcaster for that. But it's all people doing something to you. You don't even realize what's going on. You think you there with your homie. You think you there with your homie. So that's why I've been pushing. Talk about the music. We could get into your life, where you come from and all that, but once we heard it, why we gotta see, I don't even know who some of these dudes are. And what do they do? What do they do? Oh, so help me understand. You think you're going to be a professional extortionist and sit on camera and talk about how you extort people and you ain't going to jail? You look at a dude like Loose Cannon. First of all, his name said it all, but it's good content. Content for who? Now his ass is in jail. All that stuff that he said, now they can make a timeline. Your weak words hurt you. Like, that's like when Noriega got in trouble with what Kanye said. Exactly. You will lose everything behind something that came out of somebody else's mouth. They holding him accountable because look who they talking about. Look who Kanye spoke about. And this is what I want y'all to understand. When Kanye said what he said about who he said it about, Nori, your ass is out. But we could sit there and talk about doing all types of shit to each other, how we violated each other, how we did this and how we did that. And nobody suffers. The podcast host don't suffer the consequence of none of that shit, but said person do. And then there's wars in the street behind interviews. Look at Yellow Beezy. Yeah, well, what's up with you in Mo 3? I don't know who you talking about. Some dudes are trained because they've been before the law before. Some dudes are not. They've been before the law and, respectfully, and I'm going to be very, very respectful. I'm going to be very respectful because I don't want to put nobody down. But some of these niggas is just dumb, man. They don't even belong on camera. They not media trained. They coming straight off the street. Nigga was just on the block. Yo, come do this interview. What he did, he went and got fresh. Yo, let me hold that chain. Yo, let me get a couple of dollars so I can flash on camera. So when they go sit before these people, they selling the image. Now, if you was a Decepticon, a Blood, a Crip, whatever you are, why are we selling that? So if you got a porn star on there, you expect her to talk about calculus? You got her on there because you want to talk about that. It's all, and then the problem that I have is that I'm supposed to know better. So I can't have none of that on my shit. But I got called a cop publicly. And nobody never got locked up for nothing. I don't even ask dudes questions pertaining to no street shit if they not known for that. And if I do, it's always about how you change your life from that. And what's the lesson in it? I don't want to hear about no nigga sitting there talking about how he oppressed people. And I don't care about none of that shit because I don't think it's cool. You know why? Because I'm from that. That's what most of us strive to get away from. And if we could, we don't look back. You get what I mean? But these other dudes is gonna sit there and be fascinated. Oh, you ran 100 fades? These niggas they never had no fight. So they fascinated by it. What happens? Oh, he said he ran 100 fades. Here comes somebody else. He ain't run no fade. I just had in the third. So they're sitting there having these dudes fighting over who won fades in jail. This motherfucker never been to jail. But we gonna be specific. Think about somebody like Adam. He's a BMX rider. He's a bicycle dude. He's a bicycle dude turned adult actor, got into the hip hop space, and now he get to talk about everything dealing with our culture, but is also exploiting people. And just get to sit there. Gonna be corporate sponsored. They gonna get all the bread, all of that. But here it is, you'll have somebody like me that say, hey, does anybody have water? Water. I want to sponsor water. Do we have any water connects? Hey, y'all, I need water. I want to sponsor water. Can't get no water sponsor. But tomorrow, if I say, yo, you know what? I'm gonna take that Bel Air shit. Fuck it. Yo, come on, man. You drinking now? Again, look at the standard that we hold each other to, but when it comes to others that exploit us, we just give them a pass. This is what I'm saying. If we're going to set a standard, nobody is exempt. Nobody. Karan Rice says something. Jenny Jones was held accountable. She was in that lawsuit. So again, their remarks is their remarks. If you put it out, that's on you. That's the difference. Their remarks is their remarks. What they say is what they say. But if you put it out, that's on you because you sold what they said. You marketed what they said. And then now that is the headline. That is the thumbnail. This is your clip. This is what you're using for TikTok. You're using it for Instagram. You're using it for everything. This is what you selling it with. And don't tell me about this because I'm the founder and the nigga who created headlines in the first place. And this is a fact. Before me, it would only say 50 Cent interview. But I said, damn, you know what? When you checking out in the supermarket, when you look over and you look at that Sun or the National Enquirer, it's always a headline. It always says, Jason Priestley, last days or something like that. Respectfully, I don't wish that on nobody, but it would say that. So I said, you know what? Headlines is what's going to sell interviews, not just 50 Cent interview. They want to know what he said. So let me give them a snippet of what he said in the title. Titles is everything. It's times I did title and artist said to me, yo, I don't really like that title. Shout out to my brother OC. I once did an interview with OC, is right on the channel, and he was talking about how Nas was supposed to be on his Word Life album, and he didn't show up. They both was dealing with MC search, but Nas didn't show up. I had a title that I knew would sell the interview. He hit me. He said, bro, if you could. He wasn't demanding none. That's my brother. He called me and said, yo, if you could you find a way to tone the title down? Because it's an old situation. It's true. No lies told. But I don't want to end up having to get into a situation with dudes behind a title and something that I said. It's true. But it's a way that that could be conveyed via the title of the video without anybody being offended. I changed the title. I had a nice title. We'd have been at 200,000-300,000 views on that. But again, we're going to get held by certain standards based off of we're black. But everybody else get to run amok. Then you have somebody like academics that'll be like, I'm not black, I'm Jamaican. So what y'all black Americans do, y'all culture, I don't even, I don't care. So that's when he sit there before Dirk and say, you're not gonna spin for Vaughn? I can't sit there before Dirk and say, yo, man, you ain't going. You ain't gonna go pop them niggas for what? I can't do that. Why? Because I'm supposed to know better. And I do know better. But I'm supposed to know better not to say certain things in an interview because said person to look at me like, yo, come on, what you want? Damn, bro, you trying to get me locked up. But other dudes will sit there and say the wildest shit and nobody say, hold on, you trying to get me locked up? Now, some dudes have said to Vlad, some dudes have said to Adam, yo, come on, man. You ain't see him back after that, though. You didn't see them back. They couldn't be exploited. They wasn't dumb enough to say certain shit. So what's the point of them being there if they can't be exploited? This shit is exploitation. Who bring me views? We watch people bring Jaguar right on the platform, all for her to lie for years, and then her try to retract certain shit. All this shit is cap. All this shit is a play, but I'm not responsible for what somebody say on my camera, but I am responsible for what I market and promote. I am responsible for what I market and promote. I had a conversation with Lord Jamal before, and this was a while ago before he made that split. And I was like, yo, why you fuck with Vlad? He was like, yo, look at his numbers. He got the numbers. So I had to sit back and don't think about integrity and morals and none of that shit. I had to say, he do got the numbers. It would make sense for you to convey a message in a place where these numbers is at. But then when I look at us, then I say, well, why do they have these numbers? Why do they have these numbers? Because they do a great job of making us look like idiots. And for the most part, we appreciate anything that exploits our dysfunction. Anything that exploits our dysfunction, we love it. Whether it's power, whether it's empire, whether it's love and hip hop, whether it's anything that shows us as savage, untamed, ignorant people, we love it. We'll make it number one. We'll make it number one. So they took the motto, because remember, all of this is written. All of this is COINTELPRO shit. All of this. But again, people don't know that. They just think it's just a simple interview. They just think it's a simple TV show. No, it is marketed and promoted. So what happens is they sit there and they say, damn, I can't say Vlad never did good interviews. I can't say Adam didn't do good interviews. I can't say a lot of people didn't do good interviews. But is that getting the views and likes? Negativity spreads faster. Hate spreads faster than love. Seeing somebody at their lowest point, seeing somebody exposed, learning something negative about somebody that you never knew is alluring. It just is. The reason why you peek out your window. The reason why you look out your window, see a man and his old lady fighting. Oh, he just hit her. That has been something that has been embedded in us for a long time, and it transcends the street. It transcends everything. It goes online. It goes in DMs. It goes in interviews. It goes in music videos. It goes in lives. It goes in everything, because that's how we've been trained to see somebody else's demise and exploit it and make money from it. That's just is what it is. It is what it is. So H, you said they can choose to answer next question, simply say next topic. So again, maybe you're just tuning in, and many of you are going to say that. Many of you are going to say that. Many of you, because I got a lot of feedback from people, stop blaming other people. Again, y'all cannot talk to me about a topic because when they were brought there, again, when you bring somebody from the set or somebody from the block and you bring them up there and you never once spoke about their music, what was your intention on bringing them there? I don't even know some of these dudes rap. Think about a lot of these dudes that you see. You knew they were rappers? A lot of these interview from this platform to that platform to that platform to that platform. You knew they were rappers? What song did they make? What song do you know of? All you do is see them talking about stuff that's going to get them locked up. It ain't if, but when. It's not if, but when. So when you give that type of content, you could come back. And we call, yeah, look at the views we did on that one. We got to ram that up. We could beat it with the next one. Look at our numbers. But if a dude came on there and sat down and talked about his music for an hour, who's going to listen? Who's going to watch it? So it's the culture as a whole. We don't even, some of these dudes be like, they producers, they was on this album. You was? So again, what I'm saying, thank you, God's Cats. What I'm saying is a lot of people, it's one big scheme. Then next thing you know, you have a great guest. Let's look at No Jumper. It went from great guest to now you're an everyday host. Brick Baby Rap. 4 Extra, I don't know if I confuse him and 4 Extra with X4. They rap? They rap? But here it is. I could try to bring somebody on a platform that could be talking stuff that you need to hear. Stuff that you need to hear, basically speaking for our community, right? Speaking for our community and speaking for what we need to hear. Now, if you watch this show, then you know. Let me show you something. All of that stuff is monetized. Look, me and my cousin sat here and talked about this. This video has been confirmed by Manual Review as not suitable for most advertisers. It remains fully playable and is eligible to earn subscription revenue from YouTube Premium. What did we say in that whole live? What did we say in that live that the advertisers would be mad at? What we were saying, get off the street. What we were saying, there's no reward in being in the street life. Little dudes got to find a purpose. Don't let nobody trick you out of your position. That's what we were saying. But the advertisers are like, we can't sell that. That's what we were saying. Go watch that live. Go watch that live. We never said anything. We never said anything in that video that advertisers would say, oh, nah, we can't support this. So you tell me, this is the point I'm making, and this is the game that they play, but this is people they just running amok all through the culture. And again, I'm not blaming them because this was designed for them. I'm just telling y'all, we got to fight back in the best way we could. You get what I'm saying? We got to fight back in the best way we could. And a lot of times when we see situations, we need to say, yo, nah, we not supporting that. Not because of they white or whatever the case may be. But if I did a Trap Law Ross and I sat there and did a whole full deep dive and solve crimes and put this on you and put that on you, what would they call me? Because I'm supposed to know better. You from that. That's our people saying that. That's our people saying, yo, you know better though. Come on, man, there's some cop shit. You get what I'm saying? So again, this is the thing. I show you. Nothing we said in this interview that I did with him, nothing we said was offensive to anybody. The language was the language wasn't nothing crazy. We was talking about you can't have 1 foot in the streets and 1 foot in a legitimate business trying to help the community. Think about it. Somebody said the Art of Dialogue interview got Keefe D arrested low key. That's not true because Keefe D wrote a book that y'all don't know about where he admitted what he did in the book first. He talked about what he did in the book. So most of the interviews that he was doing was about the book. I got the book somewhere. That's the truth. So that Keefe D thing had nothing to do with Art of Dialogue. And then even Vlad wanted to take more credit than Art of Dialogue, but that was their thing. But I'm just showing y'all, they pick and choose what they want for us. And if it's dysfunction, it's monetized, it's corporate sponsored, it's pushed through in the algorithms, it's pushed through on Facebook, it's pushed through on all social media shit. They got people working for them. They get corporate sponsored by all types of shit where they could hire more people to support our dysfunction. When some of us could sit here live, won't get one donation, won't get no cash, and we won't get shit when we put it back in the product. So I'm sitting there saying to myself, damn. Damn. What's the purpose of doing shows like that? I'm hitting the people I need to hit. But shit, nobody talking for their health. How's everybody getting rewarded for dysfunction, but then you getting shunned and you can't get monetized off a positive message for your people? Think about it. And Craig Miller, you said no podcasters are not. Integrity. Grown men should understand the line of questioning. In life and court of law, you must think before you speak. Peep this. Certain aren't said in the streets. I don't know what you meant by the last portion of it. But you're not in a court of... This is what I'm saying to y'all. This is what y'all keep conflating. Y'all keep conflating the streets with the cameras. It's not the same shit. So if you going to sit and I'm telling you, you went there, it was refreshments. They had donuts. They had some liquor for you. They had some reefer. They had some pretty girls around. You go there, you think you sitting amongst a friend. They ask you a question. They know the rabbit hole they're leading you down. They know that. This is what they do for a living. You're off the street. You think you sitting with a friend. Why you think a lot of times first of all, I'm going to say this. Anytime you see an interview and you look on that table and it's liquor, you already know what's about to happen. You already know what's about to happen. You already know what's about to happen. You don't see the host drinking, right? They get them yacked up and then they act up. It's just the truth. It's just the truth. And then you notice it's the same platforms though. They go from this platform to that platform, and they tell the same story. So we got more than enough evidence of you saying that. Look how many times Loose Cannon said the same thing on different platforms. Just really think about that. Just really think about that. All that shit coming to surface now. All that's coming to surface now. So I'm not solely blaming the podcasters, but again, if you're a black podcaster, you should know better. You should know better than that. But if you one of them, oh, they not from the street, they don't know. They don't know what not to say. They know. Have you not heard them say, you don't want to spend for such and such? I could find all the clips of them saying that. But again, it's everybody that's involved. I'm responsible for the footage I put out, believe it or not. But I guess somebody gonna say I'm not. Somebody gonna say, oh, so you know what? Let's do a trial thing. Let's do a trial. If I put out some footage that you don't agree with, I should be getting passes like everybody else, right? I should be running my bag up. I should be doing what I got to do, right? Think about that. I should just be running my bag up. I should just be Joe. Let me just get my money. So if you film your man doing some shit he ain't got no business doing, and you put the footage out, you got your man bagged. Dummy. You can't sit back and be like, nah, he was wilding, so, he do this all the time. But again, you got the right to remain silent in an interview. This is what I'm saying. Like, it's an interview. It's an interview. Chief Black, that's not what I represent. And good kids, see, I love what y'all saying right now because I want to address that. You could do that, but that's not what you truly represent. The Chief Black says, no, Good Cat said, all money ain't good bags. I'm going to be real with you, Good Cats. People like to say all money ain't good money. But is it this good money and bad money? Most money is rooted in bad. Most money is rooted in bad. That's the problem now. So if she made a OnlyFans and ran it up and you talking about what you not going to do, but you hungry and you messed up, you going to blame her for running it up? Or you going to sit there and be hungry? This is what I'm saying. It's your own personal thing. But a lot of times, dudes will sit there and say what you should and shouldn't be doing. Or, yo, you better than me, or that couldn't be me. Why your shit like rabbit is. And anybody who say anything about money, that there's money that, listen, God's cats, I'm going to be real with you. That spiritual miracle shit, that shit do not apply. There's no money that's going to haunt you all day and night. Niggas going to sleep good. Listen, I'm going to be real with y'all. I love my people, but y'all got to stop that shit. That's why we twisted now. Y'all keep talking about it's going to haunt your spirit and your energy. Y'all got to stop that shit because niggas sleep good at night. Niggas is down and shit, doing all types of wild shit and going to bed. And going to do it tomorrow too. There ain't no money going to haunt you all night because you just bought a new motherfucking Range Rover. It ain't going to motherfucking haunt you. Just being real with y'all. Y'all got to stop that. That's why we last in the race of a lot of shit, because we try to have this integrity, but then all we do is support bullshit with integrity. Who support it? Nigga gonna go to sleep. He gonna get high and go to sleep. Yo, I know when we was getting motherfuckers in the streets, I'm hungry. Call that Yang spot. Yo, let me get 7 orders of hairy chicken wings, chicken and broccoli, General Toso's chicken. You ordering all that shit. And I need change for 100. And then you taking all that shit and that change and going right to sleep. Ain't know that money haunted me. Shit. That itis haunted me. And I had beer money after that. So y'all got to stop with that all money ain't good money and selling your soul. And listen, stop. Y'all need to stop that shit with saying all that stuff because it's nothing progressive in that. Thank you, Jay Williams. There's motherfuckers who their whole fortune was built off your bones and your blood. They sleep good at night. But y'all want to burn sage and all types of shit and try to be in this realm. Nobody don't dwell in that shit with your mind. Most of the time, it's just your mind that dwells in that. Because your physical body and how you really think most of the day don't dwell there. Because any deviance or any wild shit, you jumping on that too. So when we gonna be the integrity police, you can't put it down when it come to certain shit. Either you got it or you don't. But we quick to say, damn, he getting the bag. But he sold his soul though. That's another thing I want to address before I go. We don't look at each other as talented. We don't look at each other as brilliant. We don't look at each other as creative. We don't look at each other as innovative. Anytime we successful in something, we had to do something to get that. You know what that say to the children that are geniuses right now that's in STEM programs, that know how to work that iPad, that iPhone, that know how to cut on a laptop and use FL Studio and Logic and Photoshop. These 7, 8-year-olds, you telling them that with their genius, they don't have genius. They not allowed to use their genius. They had to did something. You think how good about that? You did something. You had to do something to get that. How about a motherfucker just intelligent and use their intelligence? That's the only thing with us. You had to did something to get that. Cause ain't no way they picked him. I remember when I had my situation with Viacom, somebody left a comment and said, I know if he got to deal with Viacom, I could get one, cause this nigga ain't shit. Why you look at me like that? I got 19 years in this. I don't deserve, again, 19 years in it, and I don't deserve nothing. I ain't supposed to get nothing. Why? Because where I'm from and what I am. But a dude could come into the culture from riding bicycles, doing tricks, tattoos on their face, adult star, and run it up in our culture. And everybody gonna help him. But dudes will look right at me and say, that nigga ain't shit. He didn't put me on the rap list. I ain't his friend no more. He didn't mention me. He didn't like a post. I ain't his friend. Because that's the shit I go through. That's the shit I go through. Nobody mad at me because I did anything wrong to them. Nobody mad at me because I had a falling out with them. A lot of people mad at me because I held them accountable for shit and y'all just don't know it. A lot of people mad at me. A lot of people don't rock with me, or I had a falling out with certain people because I held them accountable for what they wrongdoing. And I told them, you can't be doing that. That's foul. So they chose to mosey on down the yellow brick road. Not because I cut nobody off, because I never would cut none of my friends, my family, or anybody that I got love for on. Shit, I'm the one who fucking put most of these dudes on. But when you foul, I'm telling you. And when you don't want to be held accountable, you gonna go ghost, just like a bitch. So don't get it twisted that I have a problem with anybody or I fall out with people. No. I hold people accountable. Like you're supposed to hold your brother, your sister, your loved one, somebody you got love for. Especially if I'm bringing you on my platform and I'm putting you out to the world, I become responsible for you. So when dude zoed that kid for his money, why is my name on there that I stole somebody's money? You see how that works? It's not, oh, he's not accountable for that. He did it. Because you see, the nigga never said, I did it. He had nothing to do with that. I'm caught up in the mix too. Why is my name on any video that I took somebody money out there? But we don't want to address that though. We just want to just sweep that under the rug. And like I've been in the culture for 19 years, at the particular time, 17 years, I got to steal somebody money. But I got to wear that on my jacket though. I got to wear that on my jacket. Nobody don't clear my name. Niggas will be like, yo, what happened to such and such? I be holding niggas accountable when they run. We gonna deal with the truth. We gonna deal with the truth. Just like when I used to fuck with Kermit. He used to say certain shit. He'd tell you, I used to call his phone, yo, you can't be saying that shit. You can't do that. Once a nigga get a number or two, a subscriber or two, a viewer or two, he can't tell me nothing no more. I don't need him no more. So when you say you don't need somebody no more, that means you once needed them. Did they show up for you? How did they show up for you? Was it brotherly? Rest my case. So a lot of y'all don't be knowing what y'all talking about in a lot of shit. A lot of y'all don't be having full understanding of nothing. I'm holding dudes accountable. I'm calling your phone. Yo, hold on. What's going on? You can't do that. Why you think a lot of dudes don't rebut a lot of shit? Because I got the evidence, I got the proof. So they just want to keep it. They just want to keep it where they want to keep it at. How niggas stole from me, copy wrote logos and shit behind my back. I don't talk about none of that. It's just, oh, yo, damn, he be cool and then niggas be foul. I'm not standing next to no foulness. I'm not foul. I ain't here to rob nobody. I ain't here to take nothing that I don't deserve, that I didn't negotiate for, that I didn't earn. You can see dudes have hit me erroneously and sent me money. I send it back. I want your fucking money. Who's doing that? And I show y'all that because a lot of times I'm the change that I want to see. Who is getting a cash app by mistake and giving it back? Thank you. But a nigga leave my name out there and won't even clear my name. But that's my friend, my comrade. Won't even clear my name. Yo, that's some shit I did. See how that works? But then go on with life. And niggas will still sit there and watch it like a motherfucker dropping jewels. Yeah, all right. Drop that jewel around him. Sneak thief. But when you hold people accountable, behind the scenes, it's to your detriment. And that's only the tip of the iceberg with a lot of dudes. You get what I'm saying? But how I have integrity, how I have, my morals, but I'm left out there like I'm a foul dude. Just really think about that. And niggas will be like, yo, nah. It be you. You be mad. Right. So as the culture move forward and niggas say wild shit, niggas go to jail, don't blame nobody. It just is what it is. That's what the culture is now. Because the more y'all call them 12, the more y'all call them agents, the more y'all go and watch them. How about that? You know, we forget shit quick. Our anger, first of all, you know we got the attention span of fucking flies. You notice flies don't sit still. Unless they throwing up on some shit to try to eat. But a fly just keep moving around. We got the attention span of flies. So you could be mad at somebody and unsubscribe for their channel for something and then see a clip you like and subscribe again and be like, damn, I forgot why I unsubscribed. This is the situation. But damn, I've been on here for only 55 minutes. It seems like I've been on here for a long time. But I started on time. No, it's been like an hour because I started on time. I'll be back later, man. Let me go get myself together, hit this gym while it's early. Figure out what I'm going to eat later. Y'all figure out y'all lunch. Y'all figure out y'all dinner. And enjoy the rest of y'all day. I'll see y'all later on tonight. Of course, periodically over the course of the day, I'm going to be dropping content. Make sure you follow me. Make sure you follow me on all social medias. I'm Doggie Diamonds on everything. DOGGIEDIAMONDS on everything. The only difference is TikTok. No, not TikTok. Doggie Diamonds TV has its own Instagram. I'll be back probably like I'm trying for 8, 9 o'clock tonight. What's today? I don't even be knowing the days. Every day is Friday for me, but I think today is Tuesday, right? Am I right? I don't even know the day. I swear I don't know what today is. It's Monday, right? I don't know. Every day is Friday. Every day is Friday. But I'll be back later on. No, today is Monday, as a matter of fact, because I knew I was going to try to call my barber, and they don't be on there. They don't be there Monday sometimes. All right, I got it. All right. Every day is Friday for me, so I don't even be knowing sometimes. I'm gonna just keep it real with you. I just know when the first is. I just know when you got to pay them bills. That's all I know. So that's what it is, man. Until next time, I will holler at y'all. Make sure you subscribe to this. I'm Doggie Diamonds on everything. My Twitter is very, very interesting. If you want to see some roasting, you want to see some toasting, you want to see some just overall good content. And a lot of times, if you missed anything, you'll see it on Twitter. All my social medias keep you informed on all content. But then you could just go to Doggie Diamonds TV. You know what I'm saying? Doggie Diamonds TV. It's a fly website, you know what I'm saying, that I did. Let me show you again. This is Doggie Diamonds TV. You could go there. You could listen to any podcast right back there. On that Twitter too, Mr. Q. They had me right there. That's the podcast. This is all the shows. You see that. Everything right here. This is the audio version of the show. When you come down later, put your name in here, this email. I'm sending out specialized emails. And if you want to hear the podcast audio on your favorite streaming, damn. The hell is wrong with me? That means I've just been talking to. It's early though, you know what I'm saying? I had that Billy D. Williams early in it, like when you drink a Coke 45. But yeah, I'll be back later on, man. I got work to do. Getting the hell up out of here. But yo, make sure you go subscribe to my email list. And please, could y'all follow instructions sometimes? I know sometimes people be telling you to do shit and you just don't do it. Like hit the like button. And even though you hit the like button and you might have been in the chat, leave a comment on the video, even if it just says support. All of that is needed. I'm telling y'all what I need to compete in this race, what I need to take a lot of these, change a lot of it and turn the tide. So that's what it is. Let me get on, put on my gym clothes, and I'm going to go to the gym, and I'll be back later on. So I'll be tweeting throughout the course of the day. And until next time, I'm out. Peace. What now? What music is it the ending? Let's see. Is it the rundown music or the no filter music? Let's see what I did. See, it's the rundown music. Psst. I was supposed to change that, but I didn't. But make sure you watch these affiliated videos. Don't forget,
Doggie Diamonds did this.
I was supposed to change that, but I didn't.